Well, dear Tim, that's what's been happening around you during your first 6 months. And you see, it's only chance that you're safe and sound. Up to now, we've done the talking, but before long, you'll sit up and take notice. What are you going to say about it? And what are you going to do? You heard what Garanbe was thinking. Unemployment after the war, and then another war, and then more unemployment. Will it be like that again? Are you going to have greed for money or power ousting decency from the world as they have in the past? Or are you going to make the world a different place? You and the other babies.
The cost of Britain's military operations in Afghanistan and Iraq could end up almost double the amount spent last year. The Ministry of Defence believes it will need more than £3.25 billion to sustain Britain's military obligations.
The price of wheat has reached an unprecedented high. Global reserves of the grain are at their lowest for decades, and there's concern about worsening food shortages. 3 million households are expected to have difficulties paying fuel bills in England alone. New proposals on citizenship say school leavers should swear an oath of allegiance to Queen and country.
Dora Ash, just 2 years old, with a loving family around you in the beautiful Preseli Hills of Pembrokeshire, South Wales. You were born in the early years of the new millennium, Dora, over 60 years after Timothy. But you are already in danger, Dora. Like Timothy, you will be faced with grave choices. Tim's generation were thwarted in their efforts to create a decent world. The powers that be continue to foist on the people their world of dog eat dog, might makes right, and the devil take the hindmost. But these powers are not getting it all their own way, Dora. There is an alternative to their world. A world without greed for money or power. You are too young to see it, but this alternative is being fought for and built right here and now. And like millions of others, many in your family too are striving to find the way forward, to bring this new world into being.
To meet you. Thank you. I'm standing...
some blood as they carry us through the gale. We who believe in freedom and rest. We who believe in freedom cannot curse.
And it's not just on the streets and in the demonstrations that this alternative is being built, Dora. People everywhere are discussing and working out the way forward. How to build a society in which we the people are empowered. 101 new forms are being developed through which we can defend and organise ourselves, stand on our own feet and work to build a world fit for humans.
Today we are focusing on the dangers for the human species and the environment. In a word, the importance to humanity at this critical time of safeguarding Mother Earth, her human offspring, and the whole of life and its delicate balance.
That if society cannot safeguard the rights of its members, is not based on, as it were, safeguarding those rights, guaranteeing those rights, then it indicates that, you know, all the members have the duty, as it were, as well as the right to create a society that does.
And very often, the very organisations that are supposed to protect refugees are hand in glove with the government.
And 3 times I've had to go in an ambulance with the siren blaring to get to Whips Cross to save my life. While I was in the ambulance, I wasn't thinking, are their accountants any good?
But what I didn't hear on Tuesday night in Parliament when they were debating the war in Iraq was budget deficits and not enough money. No, we didn't hear about that. We just heard about carrying on, pouring more money in.
How do you bring people together who have very different perspectives, who come from very different perspectives, but all, you know, deeply concerned and opposed to the course on which we're being taken, and in particular the, you know, around the issue of war. It's really crucial that we continue to provide places where, you know, we can exchange our views and where we can hear from people who we rarely hear from, you know, and not be dictated to by political parties or those who are ambitious, personally ambitious, because they want to replace the political parties that are there now.
I think the important thing, the forums are great, and it's been really interesting to me tonight. I'd like to thank everyone here for sort of contributing to my political awareness.
But we're standing by our democratic decisions in this union. And as far as we're concerned, our position's quite clear, that we're not supporting any political party in the future that's not prepared to roll its sleeves up and fight as what I do and my executive does on behalf of working people.
What unites us is a positive vision of a better world without war. And most importantly, a people's inquiry should raise the issue of how people can establish an anti-war government in Britain so that such aggression can never take place in the future again.
You like your television, don't you, Dora? But when it comes to entertainment, your family certainly can stand on its own feet.
No, in my day, I lived in middle of road in Dustin, and I lived on gravy and gruel, and that were a treat, and I can tell you, stop your blithering laddies.
I've got a new song for you, and we can all sing.
It's Easter, and your Aunt Sue has written a play.
And we're going to sing it through 2 times. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now it's the crocodile turn. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Ah!
So, watch out for the crocodiles, Dora. Others, like Sue, use art both to express their anger at the present crimes and their desire for change.
Was it not yesterday I saw love in your eyes?
Crimes against peace, war crimes, propaganda for war.
Microgeneration. Power and heat from sources such as sun, water, wind, wood, or the earth. Micro, small enough to power maybe a home, a farm, a business, or a small community.
The world has been aborted, the world has been aborted. Life's like a credit card, now don't forget your pin. The only chance for a future is to change your life at end. Forget about peace, cause all we need is justice. And I know a lot of you will cuss this, whip it up just like another newspaper. But trust me, you will think again later. With this justice, your problems will be solved. And with that, naturally, the beef will be resolved. Self-control, don't be controlling yourself. In this world controlled by wealth. Mod cons, you can't even afford this hierarchy rubbish. I am now bored. Life can be better, yeah? See it through your retina, yeah?
You are lucky, Dora. Your family has worked hard to enable itself to stand on its own feet. The signs are that you'll be a chip of the old block.
Look, Mummy, I'm like a sandcastle, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something is calling now. Move on, move on. Let the path to progress open. Let the environment be humanized. Let the human being take hold. Something is calling now. Move on, move on. Change in the air, change everywhere. Seasons change, change, repetition in the life of an individual, in the society, terrestrial changes. History itself in the hands of the present, stubbornly refusing to repeat itself.
Clear your face, yeah.
The ones which would put the human beings in the first place.
Okay.
Not one human being, not a few human beings, not a few chosen ones. All human beings without exception, cared for, looked after, tender loving care. The greatest love by the society, a society that will create its own kind of love, a social love, irrigating all and one, gushing through their veins, opening the floodgates of human freedom. Something is calling now, move on. Let the love have a source. Let the social love spread its wings. Let the total human personality be born. Something is calling now, move on, move on. Let the march go on, for the road is clear. Let the people arrive at their destination. Let the modern human being make history. Something is calling now, move on.